You hear it all the time, right? Artificial intelligence is here, it's changing everything, it's about to completely remake the world as we know it. But today, we're going to dig into a slightly different story. Not the one you hear from the hype machine, but the one the actual data is telling us. So, what's really going on when AI tries to do a real job? Let's get into it. First, I just want you to look at this number, 96.25%. Let that sink in for a second. It's a massive number, obviously, but what is it? What does it represent? Is that a good thing? A bad thing? What are we even looking at? We're all hearing the drumbeat. AI is coming for our jobs, it's ready to take over, human labor is about to become a thing of the past. Well, that number we just saw, that 96.25%, that's not AI's success rate. It's the failure rate. The failure rate of AI agents tested on real-world jobs in a brand new study. Pretty wild, isn't it? So where does a number like that even come from? It's from something called the Remote Labor Index. And look, this wasn't some abstract theoretical lab test. Researchers took AI agents and gave them actual freelance jobs. You know, the kind of stuff people get paid to do every single day on platforms like Upwork. They wanted to see how AI held up in the real world. So how exactly did these incredibly advanced AI models fail so badly? Well, what's so fascinating is just how simple the mistakes were. This wasn't a failure of complex creative thinking. We're talking about the basics. The AI turned in work that was just incomplete. It submitted files that were corrupted and literally unusable. It couldn't even handle basic document formatting. I mean, these are the kinds of mistakes that would get a human freelancer fired on the spot. And this chart, wow, it really just lays it all out, doesn't it? When you put the success rate of the AI agents right next to the success rate of human freelancers doing the exact same tasks, well, the difference is just staggering. Humans aren't perfect, of course, but they're way, way more reliable. In a real-world setting, the AI just wasn't even in the same league. And all of this, it points to this massive gap, this huge disconnect. On one side, you've got the hard data, like what we see in the Remote Labor Index, showing us some really serious limitations. But on the other side, you've got the market. You've got CEOs, you've got headlines promising us the world. This is the great disconnect between the hype and the reality right now. This really puts it in black and white, doesn't it? The hype tells us that AI is ready for these complex, professional roles. The reality, it can't even get basic file management right. The hype promises these enormous productivity boosts are right around the corner. The reality from this study, a 96% failure rate on simple freelance gigs. It's a pretty sobering contrast. So why does any of this matter? I mean, who cares about the disconnect? Well, it matters because we're not just talking about headlines, we're talking about money. Hundreds of billions of dollars are being poured into the space, all based on the belief that AI is ready for prime time right now. And that creates a massive financial risk if the market is betting big on capabilities that just aren't there yet. Now look, the point of all this is not to say that AI is useless or that it has no future. Of course it does. The potential is absolutely immense. But it is so important to separate that exciting long-term potential from the practical, near-term reality. And as we've just seen, the reality is that there are still some very real, very basic hurdles to overcome. And all this really leaves us with one big question, doesn't it? The next time you see some crazy new headline about what AI can do, it's worth asking yourself, is the hype machine writing checks that the technology, right now, today, simply can't cash? Something to think about.